Hi, I'm Papa K. These are the same bedtime stories I tell my daughters. So find a comfy place and let's begin tonight's story. The Goal of Patience. Today's story is about a boy named Aarin, a dragon named Dax, and a very important lesson about a thing called patience. In the quiet town of Meadowhawk, there was a small, dusty football pitch where Aarin spent every single afternoon. Aarin lived for the game. He loved the sound of the ball against his boot and the way the grass smelled after a morning rain. One Tuesday, while Aarin was practicing his headers, a giant shadow fell over the pitch. It wasn't a cloud. It was Dax, a dragon the size of a delivery van, covered in emerald scales, but looking very, very sad. "I want to play," Dax rumbled, a tiny puff of smoke escaping his nostrils. "But I'm a bit of a disaster." Aaron grinned, kicking the ball towards him. "Everyone starts somewhere, Dax. Give it a go." Dax tried to gently tap the ball with his giant clawed foot. But what happened? The ball didn't just move, it burst into a flat piece of leather. Dax's shoulders drooped. "See? I'm too clumsy. My claws are too sharp. I should just go back to my cave." "Wait," Aaron called out. "You aren't too clumsy, Dax. You're just rushing. Football isn't just about strength, it's about control. And control takes patience." Aaron went to his bag and pulled out a special heavy-duty ball he'd been saving. "Let's try again, Dax. Don't try to score a goal yet. Just try to keep the ball near your feet while you walk. Small steps, Dax. Slow down." For the next hour, it was a comedy of errors. Dax tripped over his own tail. He accidentally blew a tiny flame that singed the grass. He wanted to fly into the air and dunk the ball into the net, but Aaron kept him grounded. Patience, Aaron would say every time Dax got frustrated and started to huff smoke. "Listen to the rhythm of your feet, Dax. 1, 2, 1, 2. Day after day, they met at the pitch. Aaron showed Dax how to use the side of his foot rather than his sharp claws. Dax had to learn to hold his breath so he wouldn't smoke up the field when he got excited. There were moments when Dax wanted to give up, but Aaron would just pass the ball back and smile. He knew Dax could do it. By the end of the month, the whole town gathered to watch. Aaron and Dax stood on one side of the pitch. Dax didn't rush. He didn't roar. He waited. When Aaron sent a long high pass towards the goal, Dax didn't leap wildly. He timed it perfectly, let the ball settle on his shoulder, and with a patient, controlled flick of his tail, sent it spinning right into the corner of the net. The crowd went wild. Dax didn't puff smoke in excitement this time. He just gave Aaron a high five, very, very carefully. "You did it!" Aaron said, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "How does it feel?" Dax beamed, his green scales sparkling in the sunset. "Honestly, it feels better than flying. I guess some things are worth waiting for." And that, my friends, is the story of the goal of patience. Remember, whether you're learning to kick a ball or tie your shoes, always take a deep breath. And remember, moving slowly is often the fastest way to get where you're going. Good night. The end.